from. I make the 6 straight jump from SoCal, Hollywood to the slums. Get burnt by the California sun on the west side. East Coast, where you at? Just got to New York like a net on a jet to London. To Brazil, to Quebec, like the whole world took effect to Ferg. Tell them, lay back, slow down. Better represent when we come to your town. So lay back, slow down. What you represent when we come to your town? Say, get in with the business, I'ma be there in a minute. I just booked a Paris ticket, thinking Russia need a visit. I'ma run it to the limit, and me on my way to Venice. LA got the people saying, Brooklyn saying, Hacienda saying, Vegas saying, Rio saying, Tokyo saying, Down Under saying, Miami saying, Jamaica. Every city, every state, every country you know, all around the globe. Every city, every state, every country you know, this is how it goes. Tell them where I'm at, from the plaque to the everything fat, got muzzled on a track. My girls stack. When I roll down the window, let me know where you at. Atlanta, North, South, Kekalak, Texas Grill, Cadillacs, through Miami, then back to London, Jamaica, then France. The whole world took effect to Ferg. Tell them, lay back, slow down. Better represent when we come to your town. So lay back, slow down.
We are live. It's a Thursday night presentation here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Looking at San Antonio, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Rockets in Houston. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, it's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson at the guard spots. Iguodala and Green are set at the forward spots. And it's Bogut in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And so it's the Warriors getting on the board first. Here's Aldridge. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finish hard with two hands on the stuff.
Yeah, nothing extravagant, guys, but again, no need on that one. And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
Parker kicks to Leonard, and it's good on the assist by Parker. Leonard's got his first points of the game.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Curry against Parker. Parker double teamed. Here's Aldridge. It's rebounded by Golden State.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Yeah, strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
Spurs have gone 2 of 3 here to start off the game. Now let's find out what head coach Greg Popovich had to say to Doris Burke. Doris?
He talked about the impact of opposing big man Andrew Bogut, saying, there just aren't that many 7-footers with his kind of game. A great interior defender first and foremost. We can't get tunnel vision when we attack the rim. He's got size and strength, and we can't allow him to bully us for offensive rebounds. Let's see if they can keep Bogut from having a big game, guys.
Thanks again, Doris. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Here's Duncan. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Duncan's got his second bucket.
Boy, that was a thing of beauty by Parker.
Here's Green. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Parker against Curry. Aldridge a screen. Parker dishes to Green. Duncan, the pass to Green. It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1. And guys, I would have to say one of the most underrated defensive players in the NBA, Draymond Green. Might not be the case anymore after coming in second in the defensive. Oh! Did you see that? Man.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. San Antonio leading by 4. Here's Parker. Rebound Bogut. Warriors have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Back to Thompson. Good, and Curry gets the assist.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition. Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Parker. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for San Antonio.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
Back to Green. Pass to Bogut. Golden State moving it around. And there's Green on the assist by Bogut. Green's got 5 now.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Curry against Parker. Fires, high post. Here's Duncan. He has 6.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
And, guys, Tim Duncan still dominant after 18 years. You know, he's reshaped his body. He has gotten a brand-new diet, which he says has had a huge benefit. We saw it in the playoffs last year. Greg, I think, you know, he probably was one of the top 5 overall performers in last year's playoffs.
No doubt about it. We continue to write this guy off, Kevin, and he just continues to defy Father Time. I mean, there was a point where he was starting to feel the wear and tear, especially in his knees, but being the competitor he is, he decided to dictate to his body rather than letting his body dictate to him.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Livingston kicks to Ezeli, and it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston. Ezeli's got his first bucket in this one.
You know, getting back to Duncan, when you talk to his teammates, they'll tell you he's disciplined. He maintains a strict diet, does off-the-floor training, from boxing to swimming, throwing tires, running in the sand. That keeps him motivated and engaged.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
And talking about Duncan's new look, Coach Popovich had an interesting quote. Pop said, I look at him and tell him, you look like Sprewell used to look. Just skin and bones, ligaments and tendons. But you know what? You can't argue with success, and not many people have had more than Tim Duncan. It's early, but they are getting pummeled on the glass.
Well, they've got to take a stand and commit to controlling their defensive backboards. These second-chance buckets are killing them.
Leonard dishes to Ginobili. Here's Marjanovic. Another shot, and it's West missing.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Spurs lead by 10, and we'll be back. And we have the chance to catch up with Greg Popovich, and he talked about
to be in the conversation, I think.
Pop breaking it down and telling it like it is as usual, Clark. You got to love having a guy like that as your coach.
Without question. I mean, you have no idea how huge that is for a player to get that kind of support and backing from his coach. Is Tony Parker a great all-star and champion? In my book, absolutely without question. But would he have reached that level without Greg Popovich as his coach? I think even Tony would tell you probably not.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Spurs?
You can tell the point of emphasis has been to get to the offensive glass.
Yep, and they've set the tone here early with the hustle they've come out with.
So on the floor for Golden State to begin this second quarter. The defensive stalwarts, Green and Bogut, are down low. Livingston is out there with Steph Curry. And it's Barnes in at the 3.
And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league.
Looking at the last game for the Golden State Warriors, it was a win against the Trailblazers. And it's Aldridge missing. And we played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Here's Green. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And when you look at Draymond Green, he's not a guy who will wow you with his numbers or his athleticism, Clark. He brings a lot of intangibles, though. And I remember talking early in his career with Tom Izzo up at Michigan State saying those exact things, that he gives you so much more than just what you see.
And his current coach and our former partner, Steve Kerr, raves about him. He's the heart and soul of the Warriors, in Steve's words.
Tim Duncan, he's checked in for Boris Diaw. Ginobili can't hit.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there. And I'm sure he appreciated it.
You know, you talk about Green's enthusiasm for the game. He's constantly talking, whether defensively or even in an opponent's ear. He's a vocal presence. And also another example of how a guy can make an impact without necessarily having it show up in the stat sheet. And also, don't discount his leadership. Draymond Green's been a vocal leader his entire career. Even as a rookie, he wasn't afraid to challenge his teammates. And that competitive spirit, guys, can be contagious.
It's Parker with the drive. It's hauled in by Bogut. Bogut's got his 4th rebound in this one. Golden State moving the ball around. Screen by Bogut. A second chance effort. Inside. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. Bogut's got 5 points in the quarter.
That feed by Iguodala, a really good example of his passing ability.
Screen. And he gets it to go.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Curry kicks to Livingston. Green passes to Curry. Got it. Good job in the low post. Curry's got his 2nd bucket tonight.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
He did not seem happy about how things are going on right now, and maybe wants to make some changes.
I agree. I mean, just was not comfortable with the way things were set up at that particular time. And in that case, I think it's the right thing to do.
Here's Duncan. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Well, no way to argue it. Tim Duncan, Clark, has been a winner his whole career. He's sharp mentally, and he's got the great tenacity on the floor. Only the greats have those qualities.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think media members still underestimate his will to win. You don't do what he's done without a real laser-focused approach.
Now a timeout called by Golden State.
You know, interesting, guys, to illustrate Duncan and how he just wins. I mean, Spurs went 8-10 in December of 2014. That marked only the 3rd losing month ever for Tim Duncan.
Barnes, he's checked in for Andrew Bogut. Back to Curry. The pass to Barnes. He dishes it to Curry. Back to Barnes. Passes to Iguodala. Shot clock at 6. Golden State needs to get off a shot, and Green gets it to go.
And that stat you said about Duncan and losing months says a lot about both him and his team. I mean, he has been the leader of this Spurs franchise since day one and deserves all the praise you can give him.
So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And we're working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. And we know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
Livingston hits both of them. When you think about Sean Livingston, you think about the career that might have been an absolute rising star after being taken Clark fourth back in the 2004 draft.
Kevin, he was averaging over 5 assists a game as a teenager, and his shot was improving every year. Then the devastating knee injury. Just great to see him back playing basketball.
And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. Spurs leading by 4. Picked by West. Ginobili attacking. Barnes grabs the miss.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Great D that time from Leonard.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
And you know they'll be conscious of him next time they take it inside, too. I mean, that's what really good defenders do. They make you think about their presence. Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
Livingston, no luck. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Ginobili, no good. Great D that time from Green.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
1:12 left here in the second. San Antonio leading. Here's Marjanovic, and he dunks it down.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
West with the steal. To the middle. Here's Leonard. Powered down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case. It looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant. And this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Ginobili with the ball. And it's Iguodala picking him up. Here's Marjanovic. 6 to shoot. Ginobili dishes to Leonard. No good from outside. Iguodala, the pass to Curry. Rob. And that concludes the first half. Spurs out in front, up 9. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach Popovich, a strong first half for you. Was the up-tempo pace part of the game plan?
Well, we've upped the pace. It's what we need to do because we're not as good a defensive team as we used to be, so something's got to give somewhere.
Pop, thanks for the time, guys.
Okay, Doris, much appreciated. And now for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. The story early on was Kawhi Leonard, who was on fire. He had 11 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal. And Shaq. And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
Here we go, San Antonio. All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
And in terms of points in that first half, you know, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
What a talent he is. I mean, I'll bet he adds a lot more to his totals after the break.
The always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Aldridge out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Duncan in at the center. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker. Warriors trail by 9.
And so last season for Tony Parker, somewhat of a shift. I mean, he was solid, but injuries cost him a few games. He also had his lowest assists and points per game totals since his rookie year. But he fought through like the champion that he is.
Green kicks to Leonard. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Leonard's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Spurs. Curry attacking. The stupendous finish in traffic. Last year, a big challenge for Tony Parker. He was in his 14th season, obviously. Every great player needs to transform his game as he gets on in age, Clark. We've seen it with the great ones. Parker did put up the highest three-point percentage of his career last year.
And he also ran the offense with tremendous poise and professionalism and cut down the turnover average as well, the lowest of his career.
San Antonio calls timeout.
And Steph Curry, 6'3" and about 195. I mean, a slender frame. You look back to high school and college, and that was one of the question marks. Did he have the strength to succeed?
On defense, the Warriors. They trail by 9 points. Got a piece of it. Iguodala with the steal. It's stolen by Duncan. Aldridge against Green. Aldridge dishes to Leonard. Aldridge inside, working on Thompson. The shot from the low post is good. Aldridge has got his second bucket of the night. And speaking of Curry's slight build, he's worked up and bulked himself up. He's added some muscle. He even got up to 200 pounds, I think he said. But he didn't feel real good, Clark, at that weight.
Yeah, it's not about the weight, Kevin. It's about strength. You need it to fight through screens and attack the rim, and he's clearly put on the strength he needs to play at his highest level.
The Warriors making a switch here. Ezeli's checked in. Bogut with a clean look. The three-pointer off the mark.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
The better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
Warriors trail by 11. Here's Curry. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. 9 points for Steph Curry.
That's really told the story today, guys. I mean, throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and then finish.
More active and more physical down low. That's what's really been the difference thus far. You know, the league going to more ball movement, more outside shooting, less isolation play, and those are all natural fits for the talents of Klay Thompson, who's great moving off the ball, and we know he can stroke it from long range.
Spates checked in for the Warriors. Pass to Ezeli. Thompson left side. Leonard with the steal. And even 3-on-3 break. Here's Green. Goes back up. No good. And Golden State will come the other way. They host the Kings after this game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Spates the pass to Iguodala. And Thompson kicks to Ezeli. The shot is off. Nice D from Duncan. Well, Greg, for Thompson, a hard-working defender. You were talking about it. Do you think Clark, his offensive style, frees him up to put more energy into defense?
Well, you know, it could be. I mean, he's extremely smooth. He's uber smooth in how he operates. He doesn't have to drive the lane and absorb a lot of contact to get his shot off, and he's quick and efficient with his offense, so that does leave him more energy for the defensive end.
There's the dish to Curry. Golden State moving the ball around. Ball's knocked loose. Thompson outside. Kicks to Spates. From deep three-point range, and the rebound goes to Duncan. Duncan's got his third rebound tonight. Parker dishes to Leonard. Feeds it to Aldridge. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. And that's now 6 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
Thompson misses.